Hello, beautiful people. Let me put this screen down so I don't look at myself. This video is going to be interesting because I'm just gonna chat until I get tired of chatting. So I have a full face of makeup on today, and I don't like letting a face of makeup go to waste. So I usually have like a plan for YouTube videos, but didn't really have anything planned for this week, but was not gonna let this face go to waste. So I figured I'd come and sit down. But I honestly spent like an hour trying to think of like, okay, what can I record a video about, and kind of realized that, yo, I think I like might be over YouTube. Seriously, I think I might be over it. I think that, when you've been on YouTube for such a long time, and I started making videos in 2010, which is 10 years, it's a long time to be doing the same thing. And, I know that generations ago, like a generation ago, people worked at the same job for like 25 years. But for me, YouTube was always a hobby and a creative outlet, and it's kind of something that I did to build community. And now, YouTube is very much it's a lot of people's job, not a lot of people, but it's some people's job, and YouTube you can't just start recording a video and throw it up on YouTube. The lighting has to be good, the quality has to be good, the editing has to be crisp, you have to think about music, gotta do the thumbnail, gotta do the SEO. Like, there's just like so much that goes into it that I feel like it's no longer necessarily fun for me. I've tried to streamline the process. I have a videographer who I have now been working with. I have a video editor who's been editing the past couple of videos. But still, I don't know. Maybe just because I've talked about everything that I personally want to talk about, and then the kinds of videos that other people want to see are not videos that I want to create or can create. So I think every time that I ask people, what kind of videos do you want to see, people will either say hair videos, which I have not done my hair by myself since May, since that video about like 10 natural hairstyles. I think that was the last time that I physically styled my hair. Oh no, I think I did a set of like flat twists maybe by myself. But I don't do my hair by myself. It's also why I don't record, because how are people recording with kids? How are they recording with kids? I have to lock him outside the room and just wait for him to forget that I'm here. Anyway, so I haven't styled my hair by myself in a long time, so I can't really do natural hair videos because I protective style mostly. So I can't do those kind of videos. Then people often want to see videos with, me interacting with Jonathan in some kind of way, which, I mean, for the sake of our marriage, I'd rather just not, because he's not a YouTuber. He's not a person who enjoys being on camera, and I have to respect that. So, even though that's what people want to see, that's not what's best for us and for our family. So I can't be asking him every day, come sit down and do this random video with me, because that's just going to cause us to butt heads and not going to, uplift our relationship. Then folks want to see stuff with the baby, but I've chosen not to show the baby's face on the internet. So what am I really going to talk about anymore? What is there to talk about? I feel like I've been trying to explore different, content buckets. I've been doing some cooking videos, and those are kind of hit or miss. I've played around with some style videos, some home videos, and yeah, I just don't really know anymore. I don't necessarily want to. I'm not saying I'm never gonna post again. Like, I do have this like bedroom makeover that is gonna go live soon. I'm waiting for like art, literally just like 2 more pieces and then we're done. And that, I've been working on that video for so long. But I feel like, when you do work on something for so long and then it doesn't kind of perform the way that you want it to perform, and although we should be creating content for ourselves, yes, but when you are paying somebody to edit videos and when you've spent hours recording videos, and it's frustrating when it doesn't get the amount of views that you want it to get. And I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, well, you just need to like try harder, or you just need to do the work. Like, okay, fine, I get it. Like, I definitely know that there are things that I can probably do to increase my YouTube views, but YouTube is not my main hustle. And I think that that's probably why it's hard for me to keep up with, people for whom YouTube is their main hustle, because this is not my main hustle. I create content on different platforms. My blog is my baby, followed by Instagram, and then YouTube is a distant third. But then even with content creation, that's not even my main, like, I think that's actually what it is. I actually don't know if content creation is my main passion anymore. I've been really, really, really excited about the work that I've been doing with Cohort Sisters. So if you're unfamiliar, that is the mentorship program and online network that I've created for Black women pursuing doctoral degrees. Like, that is where my heart is right now. That's where my passion is right now. So any extra time that I have in the day, I'm either like putting it towards Cohort Sisters, or I don't know, looking for home decor for the house. And so, you know, like, ideas about YouTube aren't really coming to me anymore. So yeah, it probably just all boils down to passion or lack thereof. So that is kind of, those are my thoughts on YouTube right now. But since I have your attention, if I still have your attention, I might as well talk about something. Let me give you a couple of life updates lately. This is November. So, life updates. Our son is turning 11 months in a couple of days. And in the past 11 months, there have been so many different things that I've learned about being a mom. One of which is that patience is a virtue. Jonathan, why are you making so much noise? Okay. One of which is that patience is a virtue. And, you know, I feel like I kind of like started to learn this lesson when we did premarital counseling, but just remembering that when people annoy you, it's not because that they are like trying to annoy you, it's just because of their nature. So we learned this during premarital counseling before we got married, where essentially the counselors, I guess, told us to like reflect on how we were raised, like how basically like how did your parents communicate when they were like angry with each other. That often dictates how you think about communicating your anger or confusion or surprise based off of what you saw growing up. So with that knowledge, if someone communicates their anger or when they have an issue communicates differently than you do, it's not because they're trying to piss you off. That's just what they're familiar with, and that's just what they know. So learning that lesson before we got married has been really helpful now that I have a child who, you know, cries at very inconvenient times, or I don't know, what else does he do? Or like, you know, touches things that he's not supposed to touch. And so just remembering and having the patience to know that he's not doing this because he's trying to annoy me. Like, he's just doing this because this is how he expresses himself, and this is what he knows to do. Like, he's developing and he's learning, and to him, you know, touching a socket is cool and interesting and fun. And to me, I'm like, what are you doing? But for him, it's all learning and development, and he's not trying to annoy me, not trying to bother me, and not trying to misbehave. This is just the way that he is. So y'all should go to premarital counseling, because the lessons can come back later in the future and help you out. But yeah, these past months have been great being a mom. It's definitely like a different skill set, also, but a different kind of like love that, yeah, it's different from romantic love, because you can still, you know, although it's, you know, till death do us part, like, you can still like have an attitude. Like, if I could choose to, I could be mad at Jonathan for as long as I wanted to. Like, we're both adults, I could do that. But you can't be mad at a baby. You can't. You have to forgive them. You have to love them. You have to embrace them and cuddle with them. So, excuse me. So it's definitely a different kind of love and a different kind of nurturing that I do with him. So that's been going really well. We are planning on, you know, like a 1-year birthday celebration. So don't really know exactly how that's going to look like yet, but it is in the back of my mind. I also want to do like a family photo shoot. But I don't know if I want to do like all matching Ankara or like all white or like all red or something. But I think it'd be cool to start a family tradition where we do an annual family photo shoot. And I think, you know, 10, 15, 20 years from now, we can kind of like line all those pictures up and see the progression of our family. So I do need to do some brainstorming this weekend about how we can execute a family photo shoot. Another update is that I am applying for postdocs right now. So it's pretty scary, because when I finished my PhD program, I just like knew I was not going back into the academic world. I was like, y'all are trash, I'm over it. And if you watched my, what was that video called? Like, why I didn't pursue an academic career, you know, that can explain a little bit more. However, now that I've been away from school and like out of it for like a year and a half, yeah, it's been like a year and a half since I defended, I feel like I've had enough space to breathe. Like, we've taken a nice break, and now I'm actually kind of like missing the elements of scholarship. Like, I'm missing research, not as much. I'm missing teaching. I miss mentorship. I miss, yeah, I do miss kind of like being engaged in scholarly pursuits, being in conversation with other academics. So I am applying to postdocs right now. I have no idea how it's going to pan out. All the ones that I'm applying to are in the US, so I don't know what that means. They're super competitive. A lot of postdocs are just one person in the department, and I'm only applying to like 3 or 4. So the chances are slim, but I'm just at least going to put myself out there and then see what happens. So I'm working on that. Oh, my hair. Huge update with my hair. So as you can tell, my hair no longer has any color in it. I probably, since I got pregnant, was just really on a protective style, like hustle. Like I was not trying, the idea of like lifting my hands to twist my hair while 8 months pregnant was not at all appealing to me. So I've been getting my hair protective style for the past, year plus now. And in doing so, like it really grew well, although I did have some postpartum shedding, and thinning in the front section, but otherwise, basically all of my color grew out. So now I'm kind of like trying to decide what I want to do with my hair. Do I want to continue protective styling? It is very affordable to get your hair braided regularly in Kenya, and I found stylists whose work I really love. I typically go to Spritz Hair Studio, or I go to Catherine at Posh Palace, and those 2 places like can manage this mane and take care of it. So part of me is like, I can just continue doing what I'm doing and experiment with different styles, but another part of me kind of like wants to have a signature hairstyle that is just like go to all the time. This is probably for selfish reasons, so let me explain the reason. This is like a Black blogger issue. At least it is for Black bloggers who change their hair a lot. But every once in a while, there's a campaign that I shoot, and the brand takes like 3 weeks to provide approval. And so by the time I'm posting the picture, my hair has changed, and that's a very like unique like Black woman experience where, you know, the average white woman or non-Black woman, let's say, probably doesn't change their hair. Like maybe they get it cut, maybe they get highlights, but they're not like doing Senegalese twist and then passion twist and then a U-part wig and then cornrows and then a high bun, you know? So like their hair is a little like usually more consistent. So I feel like there are so many times where I'm like posting a picture on the feed which doesn't match up with my hair in real life. So it's such a small and probably irrelevant thing to the average person, but I kind of feel like having a standard go-to hairstyle would like mitigate that issue. So my hair would like look the same regardless if I could post a picture from 4 months ago and you wouldn't know because my hair was the same. So I'm kind of thinking about like whether I want a signature hairstyle, and if so, what that would look like. Part of me wants to see like, okay, should you actually grow your hair out and like see how long it can get, but I also don't really care about length, and that means it's like harder to wash. But I'm not really the one washing it anymore, so I don't know. I clearly don't know. Maybe I'll cut it, but if so, should I do a tapered cut? Should I just go really, really short? I have no idea whatsoever. So many different options, so many different choices. So if you have any suggestions about what I should do with my hair, please feel free to let me know. Feel free to let me know, because I clearly have not had time to think about it. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. Those are all the updates that I wanted to give. That's really all I've got. I'm glad that I did something with this makeup, that it wasn't wasted, because I would have been really sad if I washed my face tonight and then had nothing else to show for it. Besides, we took a lot of pictures today though. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling. That's what's up. Thank y'all for sticking around, for checking in on the YouTube channel. I'm hesitant to say like if you have ideas for what I should cover, you know, let me know, because I have a whole list of ideas that people have recommended, but you know, I can't or don't want to record those ideas, which is bad, because you know, you should theoretically like produce the content that the people want to see, but I also have to do things that I want to do and that make me happy. So there's always a balance, and there's always kind of like this juggling of like what the people want versus what you want, and like finding yourself in the middle. Ideally finding the overlap between those, but when there's no more overlap, like, you know, am I gonna ignore what I want to do in order to make other people happy? Not really the way that I live my life. So all that to say, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. And maybe you'll be seeing a lot more of me, or the same amount of me, but maybe not. And if you don't, just be okay with it. You know, I feel like I've really contributed enough bandwidth to, I don't know if bandwidth is the right word, but I feel like I've contributed enough gigabytes to the internet in my lifetime. So there's that. Catch y'all in the next video, whenever that will be. Bye.